One interview I was reading with you from a while ago that I really liked, it was from like 2006, I think. You were talking about mainstream hip-hop, mainstream rap, and how it's in need of a change, and you don't see a change coming anytime soon. 4 years later now, do you think that's your opinion on that has changed at all? Or?
Not really, because most of what you hear on the radio is still pretty dumb. Not necessarily bad all the time, and it wasn't bad then. It's not always bad. It's just, I don't know, I feel like the mix of what people hear out of hip-hop, like as a culture, as like a black music, like, although, I mean, up and down is represented pretty poorly for the most part. There's some good standouts, there's some good songs that pop in here and there, but just like mainstream radio has always been, it just kind of caters and plays to the easiest, simplest thing to grab, which sadly enough, whether it's rap music or pop music, tends to just be stupid.
Would you consider it being more like the artist's fault or like the fans' fault? Like that's what the fans seem to enjoy more?
I don't think it's either.
Really? That's just how it is?
I think that's what they play the shit out of. That's the way that the
radio works?
Radio, just the music, like the mainstream music industry, I feel like it's a lot of just how it works. That's how it's always worked. It's just what's catchy, what's quick, what's easy, and they cram it down. I've been one to go hunting for my own music since I was a little kid. You know, so it's just, I'll turn it on, I'll hear it is, I'll turn it off because it's bad.
Do you sense maybe a rise in independent hip-hop at all, or is it going to be smothered by going back to the mainstream?
No, I mean, I don't see a rise in it, really. I don't see a fall in it. But, like, you know, when I first got into underground hip-hop, it was like, oh, shit, everybody's talking about underground hip-hop. It's really going to happen, you know what I'm saying? And then it went up, and it came down, it goes up, and it comes down, just like any other style of music. That's not top 40 music, you know? There's a pocket, there's a scene of people that are really into it. And they're always going to be really into it until they're really into something else. But when they're getting into something else, there's a new pocket or scene getting really into it. You know, I don't ever see music like B. Dolan or Sage Francis or me getting to a point where the average kid just gets out of high school and flips on his top 40 radio station and hears a song about the way the government's feeding me. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it happening. I'm not mad at that. I feel like with the way the internet is nowadays, the way people are so adept to the internet and finding what they want. Back, you know, when I was first getting into music, I had to know somebody with the music that I liked, because you couldn't go to like, you know, Best Buy or Best or whatever store and be like, where's Black Flag? Because it's not there. You know what I'm saying? You get the Michael Jackson CD and you get the Funkadelic CD and you're like, this is good. And then when you're listening to it or doing something else and you bump into somebody else and they got that tape, borrow the tape, make a copy of the tape, it's a duel, you know? You don't have to do any of that. You just go on the internet, you go to a MySpace page and you're like, oh, I like P.O.S. Who else could I like? And there's like 12 people that I like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You click on it. Who do these people like? Click on that. Who do these people like? It's so much easier to find stuff, you know? You don't have to listen to the radio, and you shouldn't listen to the radio.
One aspect I want to jump into from Never Better, your latest album. My favorite song on that is Purexed. And one part I really enjoy in that song is, I don't know, man, me and Joe like real shit. It's been, every time I listen to that song, I'm like, who is Joe? And then, so that's my question to you, and what's some of the real shit that you are like talking about in that song? Like,
Joe is the engineer. Joe is the guy that recorded the song while, you know, like when I was rapping, I was looking through a glass window at Joe sitting in front of a computer and a mixing board. So a lot of times when I'm recording, I'll talk to Joe. That's just one that we ended up keeping. And as far as like talking about real shit, it's just what we were talking about before. And I'm not saying music on the radio isn't real shit, because a lot of it is. A lot of it is absolutely people. I mean, musicians work hard, whether their music is garbage or not, in order to do that. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and it's, you know, kind of mean to just go out saying people's music is garbage. But a lot of it's garbage. That's just what it is. And what I mean at the end of that song is halfway about music and halfway just kind of about the way people deal with themselves. That's what the song's about. That's what the whole record is about. In its essence, I suppose, it's just how people deal with themselves and deal with their time and what they're actually doing with themselves while they're here alive, you know. And that song, without being so corny, is about, you know, not really letting other people pick for you what you're into and fucking going for it and not really letting anybody else say anything about it. And that's it. That's what I'm talking about, is whether it's music, because the second verse kind of ends on like a music tip, but like whether it's music or how you're how you dress, how you feel, whatever you might be into, whatever your hobbies are, what, grabs your mind. Chances are there's somebody in your inner circle that thinks that's lame, and they're going to make it known because that's human nature somehow. But, it's just kind of finding the difference between letting that stuff get to you and being able to let it roll off.
Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. I don't know if you got anything to add or not, or... All right. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Look forward to the show.